Good to see everyone, and welcome to this edition of Conversation Daily News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. We, of course, have your news headlines coming up on this Tuesday. We have a message from my book, Words That Choose to Live By, and in today's Entertainment Spotlight, you've been part of my conversation with author Tina Siemens discussing her new book, The Little Sandals That Could. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Tuesday headlines. In international news, British Prime Minister Johnson survives no confidence vote. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson survived a no-confidence vote on Monday, securing enough support from his Conservative Party to remain in office despite a rebellion that leaves him a weakened leader with an uncertain future. Known for his ability to shrug off scandals, the charismatic leader has struggled to turn the page on revelations that he and his staff repeatedly held boozy parties that flouted the COVID-19 restrictions they imposed on others. Support among his fellow conservative lawmakers has weakened as some see the leader, renowned for his ability to connect with voters, increasingly as a liability rather than an asset in elections. Johnson won the backing of 211 out of 359 conservative lawmakers, more than a simple majority needed to remain in power, but still a significant rebellion of 148. With no clear frontrunner to succeed him, most political observers had predicted he would defeat the challenge. But the rebellion represents a watershed moment for him and is a sign of deep conservative divisions less than 3 years after Johnson led the party to its biggest election victory in decades. Johnson's winning margin is less than that secured by his predecessor, Theresa May, in a similar vote in December 2018. She was forced to resign 6 months later. Since taking the helm in 2019, Johnson has led Britain out of the European Union and through a pandemic, both of which have shaken the UK socially and economically. The vote comes as Johnson's government is under intense pressure to ease the pain of skyrocketing energy and food bills. In national news, Proud Boys charged with seditious conspiracy in Capitol riot. The former top leader of the far-right Proud Boys extremist group and other members have been charged with seditious conspiracy for what federal prosecutors say was a coordinated attack on the U.S. Capitol to stop Congress from certifying President Joe Biden's 2020 electoral victory, authorities said on Monday. The former Proud Boys chairman and 4 others linked to the group are charged in the latest indictment against him. All 5 were previously charged with different conspiracy counts. The group's top leader wasn't in Washington, D.C. when the riot erupted on January 6, 2021. Police arrested him in Washington 2 days before the riot and charged him with vandalizing a Black Lives Matter banner at a historic black church during a protest in December 2020. The leader was released from jail on January 14th after serving his 5-month sentence for that case. The new riot-related indictments against Proud Boys members are among the most serious filed so far, but they aren't the first of its kind. 11 members are associates of the anti-government Oath Keepers militia group, including its founder and leader, were indicted in January on seditious conspiracy charges in the Capitol attack. In more national news, judge delays trials of 2 ex-cops in Floyd killing until 2023. The judge overseeing the remaining case against 2 former Minneapolis police officers charged in George Floyd's killing ordered Monday that the trial be delayed until January in hopes that some additional time will improve prospects for a fair trial. The 2 former officers had been due to go on trial next week on charges of aiding and abetting both second-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter in the May 2020 death of Floyd, but the judge ordered Monday that the trial be delayed until January 5th. The judge denied the defense motion for a change of venue due to the extensive pretrial publicity surrounding the case, but he said media reports and recent events surrounding connected cases have created a reasonable likelihood of an unfair trial if it were to begin next week. The judge cited the May 18th guilty plea by a co-defendant. He also cited the February convictions of the 3 officers on federal charges of violating Floyd's civil rights. In entertainment news, Jennifer Lopez Spider-Man highlight MTV Movie and TV Awards. Jennifer Lopez made an emotional speech about how believers and skeptics contributed to her success as she accepted a career achievement honor at the MTV Movie and TV Awards on Sunday. I want to thank the people who gave me joy and the ones who broke my heart. The ones who were true and the ones who lied to me, said Lopez, who nabbed this year's Generation Award for actors whose diverse contributions have made them household names. Spider-Man No Way Home entered the awards as the leading nominee with 7. It took home Best Movie, and the film's star Tom Holland won for Best Performance in a Movie. With almost $1.9 billion earned at the box office, it was the biggest film of the year and a fan favorite, but was largely overlooked by the major award shows. And finally, in business news, Wall Street ticks higher as recession watch remains murky. U.S. stocks ticked higher Monday as Wall Street keeps wrestling with whether the economy will successfully avoid a recession amid rising interest rates and high inflation. The S&P 500 rose 13 points, or 0.3%, to 4,121 after swinging through another day of erratic moves in what's become the norm for markets. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's now time for a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. Enjoy. Good Tuesday, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Words I Choose to Live By from page 2 of my book, Words I Choose to Live By. Do not allow fear to stop you from achieving something great today. The Creator of all things has entrusted you with the power to change the world. Do not be afraid to use it. Have an amazing Tuesday. We are part of my conversation coming up with author Tina Siemens in today's Entertainment Spotlight. Stay with us, you're listening to Conversations Daily News. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with Entertainment Spotlight. Author Tina Siemens rejoined me on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about her new book, The Little Sandals That Could. Here's a bit of our conversation.
I want to talk about this year for you, Tina, because, as I mentioned, you've released your second book, but your first children's book. So what has it been like for you to see the way that people are responding to The Little Sandals That Could?
Well, I'm getting a report on that it's not just for children. Although Grandma took it to Arizona and her little grandchildren said, well, let's have the purple sandals again. So she said for a whole week in a row, she read the same story over and over to her grandchildren. So that's very fun to hear. But for adults as well, it's a story of resilience, and it's been received very well.
Well, one thing that you did, and you're exactly right, and I enjoyed the book myself, and I'm definitely not a child anymore, at least I like to think not, but there are great lessons, I think, for all of us, and this book is very personal because you're able to include not only part of your story, but also your family. I mean, this is the first time a lot of us have gotten a glimpse at pictures of your family. Tina, what was it like for you to bring them into this book?
Well, without my family, I would not be here. So I'm just so grateful to be able to include them. The journey that my mom and put on, coming to America, just a dream of realizing that, and then being able to take us children along and kind of guiding us through the process. And it's just been amazing to be able to give back. My father, who is 76 now, and he says he does not have oil rights or mineral rights, but he has bragging rights of his family, that he was able to get them to America and to, this has been now 45 plus years, 1977.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning into this edition of Conversations Daily News. We'll be back to you guys on tomorrow with more news, message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By, and of course your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Let's make today amazing. Take care.